Hello and welcome to my channel. This is the place to be for entrepreneurs who want to grow their influence by building their personal brand. Today's video is all about selling without being salesy. I know that this is an area that we can all struggle with because we don't want to be salesy, we don't want to be pushy, and we feel uncomfortable when we have to ask for the sale. As entrepreneurs and business owners, we know that sales is the lifeblood of our business, yet it's the one part of the business that we want to avoid. Sales is a huge topic, and there are so many aspects and components when it comes to how to sell and why people buy. But in today's video, I just want to give you 3 really simple but really powerful and actionable things that you can implement into your sales process. Before we get into these 3 actionable tips to help you with your sales process, I just wanted to give you an analogy. You've probably heard this before, but it's something that it's always good to be reminded of. And it is the process of dating and marriage. For example, if you just meet someone for the first time and they asked you, will you marry me? Your answer is probably, heck no, I'm not ready for that. The same way works in sales. What you want to do first is allow someone who's just met you for the first time to get to know you, to get to know who you are and what you're about, what you value, what your story is. And that's where it's similar to the dating process, where you might say yes to going on a date and getting to know someone, but you might not be quite ready to go in for the full commitment just yet. So these 3 tips really center around helping someone who's just encountering you for the first time and how you can take those steps to allow them to get to know you. The first step of starting your sales process without being salesy is to firstly know and understand your audience. This firstly means knowing their pain points, knowing what keeps them up at night, knowing where they're struggling and searching for solutions. This will give you what you need to create your stories and your content. You could start by just telling stories of how you solve the problems that they're facing. As you do this, you'll be establishing empathy and building trust with your audience. Essentially, what you want to be doing is speaking to their heart. They want to feel like someone out there truly understands them and does hold the solution that they're looking for. The next step that you can implement into your business as part of your sales process is to be consistently giving value. So this does tie in and flows on from the first point, which was knowing your customer. When you know your customer, when you know your followers and you know what they're searching for, you can provide valuable content that will position you as the leader, as the expert in your niche. This also shows that you understand and care about your audience. The key to giving amazing value to your audience and to your ideal customer is to just be so focused on them. And to make this effective, it's really important that you come from a place of being focused on them and not being focused on the outcome that you want. Be so focused on them and what they're feeling and what they're thinking and what problems they're facing. Try not to be focused on what outcome you are wanting. Don't be looking for the sale. Be focused on them, and that will come across. And that is the key, to come from a position of wanting to serve and not wanting to sell. I think when you come from this position of wanting to be generous and wanting to serve your audience, people then feel valued, and then from there, that's where the trust really starts to build. Don't be afraid of being generous with the value that you are giving your audience. I know that you need to be making sales, but sometimes your free content can be your best sales tool. But the key is to be generous and to care about your audience and come from that position. The third step that I have for you in making sales without being salesy is to have a clear call to action. So in knowing who your ideal customer is and knowing your audience and knowing their pain points and knowing their struggles, this has positioned you to create exceptional and valuable content. And through this, they are able to get to know you and your brand and what you offer. So your next step is to give a clear call to action. The third step of this process is to give a clear call to action. If you've done steps 1 and 2 really well, this should flow very naturally. It's really important that you make it clear what you want them to do next. If it's too hard to figure out what you want them to do next, or if you haven't even asked, they're just not going to do anything at all. You can't just assume that they will know what you want them to do. So some typical call to actions could be as simple as send me a DM or buy now, contact me. Essentially, what you want to be doing is just making the process as simple as possible for those who are ready to buy from you. So as you review these 3 steps, you should get a clear picture that it's not as uncomfortable as we may think. I think when you've taken people through a certain process and they've actually gotten to know you and trust you, and when you do ask for a particular call for action, whether it is to buy now or just to contact me or to find out more, at least you're giving them a clear instruction on what they should do next to progress in this sales journey. I hope that this has been helpful for you and that it's provided clarity and given you some action steps that you can implement into your business. I'd love to know what has been most helpful to you. If you can drop in the comments what you've implemented into your business and what results you have seen in your business. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to my channel if you're wanting to see more videos on building your brand and your business. Thank you very much and keep being your amazing self.